If by some chance, some stroke of luck, or some act of God, you have stumbled upon this broadcast, you are listening to the Chivalry Chronicles with your host, Dr. DLH.
I'm a damn doctor.
David.
We're going to bring the tea.
refuse
To not drink during the podcast.
Yeah.
And me, Jaime.
They need to make podcast equipment a lot more expensive to get some of these clowns off the air.
Gather around as we discuss a modern, manly approach to chivalry. So I hope you're ready, because I know we are. So let's get into it. And we're back, coming to you from the friendly confines of the Chivalry Studios, aka my office upstairs. Right, Lo? You've been here before.
Yep.
You know what it look like when it grow. So,
Yeah.
so we have another episode of Chivalry After Hours. Now, this weekend we had a golf tournament, and you know, DLH with his doctor money went ahead and sponsored one of the holes for the golf tournament. And we had a couple of people that played in the golf tournament that actually listened, which was kind of cool. And I did get the question, you know, one of our listeners was like, "Hey man, what the hell is up with the after hours stuff? You know, what y'all what are y'all doing?" So I just want to put everyone's mind at ease. This is not a permanent thing. This is just an after hours thing. You know, this is where I bring Leo on or someone else. We brought Asim on one time. We brought Joaquin, you know, we brought, you know, Sir Mashalot, you know, graced us with his presence. This is just, you know, kind of material or topics that maybe David and DLH don't want to talk about. You know, maybe they're just like, we don't want to talk about that. You know? So it's not nobody's, you know, we're not changing the format. This is just extra stuff. You know, the show must go on, and sometimes we can't get together with DLH and our regular host and David. So in order to keep bringing you, you know, material every 2 weeks, you know, we got to do a little bit extra. So we'll welcome Leo again. He's our music correspondent, right? You're the expert on music. Is that what it is?
I mean, okay. I'm the expert in everything at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you wear so many hats.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. So today, this is a topic that we've been kicking around for a while. There's a movie that came out that's called Get Help, and it has Rachel McAdams. Send Help. Yeah, Send Help. Rachel McAdams is in it. It's not a like go watch movie, you know, but it's entertaining. It's kind of cool. I mean,
It's like,
yeah, it gets a little gory, but anyway, they get stranded on this island. Her and her boss, and she's a survivalist. She knows all about, you know, how to start fires, how to hunt, how to, you know, build shelter and all that stuff. So of course she, you know, she has a better grasp of what needs to get done, and her boss is just some young kid that doesn't know anything about anything.
He's a douchebag. He's just like one of these F boys or whatever they call him.
Yeah, no, definitely. And he came from a rich family, so he never got his hands dirty. Yeah. But that has nothing to do with this podcast, but it brought about the question that Lel was asking, and he said, what are your top 5 desert island albums? All right. So we're going to suspend reality for a second, you know, just walk into this realm with me, like DLH would say, walk into this realm with me where you could listen to an album without, you know, yes, we don't have power. Yes, we understand that. It's just, you're able to bring these 5 albums, however you want to bring them. If you have a freaking, you know, one of those, you know, like they did in Gilligan's Island, where you're sitting there pedaling and it's turning the turntable and has a needle.
Yeah.
You teach a monkey to do that so that way you can get some music. However you want to wrap your brain around it. Don't get caught up on the, you know, on the minutia.
Right.
how is this going to happen? Don't worry about that.
Right. I got my cell phone, but if I have my cell phone, can I call for help? Like all that stuff. Yeah.
How is the satellite going to get there? It's like,
Yeah.
Are you going to listen to it once? What if you can't recharge your phone? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's this, there's just this great speaker in the sky, Don't worry about it. So bring your 5 albums. And of course, Lel, much like his oldest brother, has all his rules. He has so many rules. And he's just like, he's really cramping my style. But what he said is no live albums. Okay? No compilations and no greatest hits. So you're only going to get studio albums. And if you want to choose a double album, they count as 2 albums, which I thought was bullshit. So I'll continue in protest. But
I'm just saying you could cover like everything with your 5 records, but I'm trying to make the exercise difficult for you.
Yeah. And then no movie soundtracks. So you can't have, the Forrest Gump soundtrack, because that's a pretty good goddamn soundtrack, or like the
which would be a double album too.
yeah, or the Dazed and Confused soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for you, like we said, you could just do like Kiss Alive and
Live
Iron Maiden
Death.
Live After Death, and that's everything. That's 4 out. That's 4 of your 5 right there.
Yeah.
And now you'd probably be okay.
Yeah, I'll be chilling, dog. I'll be chilling.
Make it tough.
With my great speaker in the sky. Next, you're like
Bluetooth.
Yeah, you're like, Alexa, next, please.
It's Bluetooth.
Volume 6.
Yeah.
Okay, Lil. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to do your 5, or do you want to do your 1? I'll do 1, and then we'll go back and forth. How do you want to handle it?
Okay. Just like with TV shows, do you want to rank them, or do you want to just rapid fire?
I really
because
can't.
I have mine ranked.
Okay. All right. You do yours ranked, and I'll rank mine. You go first, or you'll do 1.
Right.
Give me your 5th. Oh, right. Your number 5.
Okay. Cool. Number 5.
Okay.
Number 5 is the second studio album from Fiona Apple, released November 9th, 1999. I know we always talk about her, and you like other like female voices like Adele or something.
Yes.
You're like, I'll listen to Fiona Apple when I kill myself. But
if I'm ever on a desert island,
yeah. But the second album, When the Pawn Hits the Conflict, He Thinks Like a King, it just goes on forever. It's got a really long title. It's just an amazing record. It's jazzy. I was 19. It was just, I love her first record. The one after this is not that great, but she's been making music for a long time. She only has, I think, 5 albums and masterpieces, all of them. I know you're not a fan, but I love that album. I think her whole vibe, everything about what she does, and I didn't even know this, but I guess all these songs are about a lot of her music is relationship and like failed relationships.
Yeah.
I guess some of this was her with PTA, who is the famous director. I didn't know that. Paul Thomas Anderson, who directed, Boogie Nights and One Bad After Another.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So anyway, that's my number 5.
Okay.
Great record. Listen to it.
All right, put it on like this YouTube guy that I listen to every once in a while. He'll go through top 20 albums and put it on the shelf, and in the back of his shelf, that shit just pops up right the album cover. All right, so I'll go with my 5th. Is that what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 5. Now this was actually pretty hard. So and then I went outside of. It's not going to sound like it. It's not going to sound like I kind of went outside of my comfort zone, right? Because I think you can pretty much catch the rest of them. But I went with, I'm trying to pick different genres too, right? We can't just be all metaled out, all rapped out, So I could have flipped these bottom two to 4 and 5, but I'll just call this one 5, and I'll say Boston, right? The self-titled.
Oh, the debut album.
Yeah, it has the greatest intro. Foreplay long time. It's such a great. More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, rock and roll band. It's just a.
I do love that song, Rock and Roll Band.
It's just a good, solid, very light album. You know what I'm saying? You could stick that on, and 90% of the people will like it. It's just.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked this is on your spot.
Well, that's what I meant. Like, it doesn't look like, if you didn't know me, you're like, okay, well, that's a hard rock band, or that's a, you know what I'm saying? But it's not really. It's just a good album.
Yeah, good album.
So that's my number 5. So let's go. What's your number 4?
Number 4 is MF Doom, Food, released in November 2004.
Okay.
MF Doom. This is the only album, spoiler alert, that is in past the 90s. This album is amazing. Like, MF Doom is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Yes.
And there's just something about this record. Like, there's Spider-Man and Dr. Doom, Fantastic Four samples from the old cartoons. Like, famously, I was stuck in this album for like 5 years. One beer, beef rap, like everything about this album. One of the like best hip hop albums you'll ever listen to. And how we talk about rewatchability, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can just throw this on, and there's so many interludes and other beats that are happening that could be whole songs, and he just segues into another beat. It's like, what are we doing? That beat was fire. Like,
yeah. Yes.
Do something with that.
He does.
Food is just revolutionary. It is. I could throw it on any time of day, all day, every day. So yeah, on a desert island. For sure.
And it's a great album cover, which is another topic we need to discuss. It's just like great album covers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of them.
Oh yeah, him with him like eating the cereal.
Yeah, I think he's drinking a beer too. But
oh yeah, he's got something in his hand.
Yeah,
but
it's a good album cover. All right.
So, Food and Food anagram for MF Doom. So pretty cool.
Okay. All right. So put it on the shelf. All right. So we're going to go with my number 4. Okay. So this is going to be way out in left field. So when Letty and I started dating, we like to say that I cover a lot of harder, not edgier, but like rap, metal, hard rock, Then you get into, like The Cure and that type of stuff that I listened to when I was like in high school and stuff like that. And then you get into like norteño music, because our dad listened to norteño music. None of that is in Letty's wheelhouse. Like, none of it.
Tejano music too. That was like there. Right?
Yeah. See, I didn't really listen to Tejano, but I listened to Selena and stuff like that. So Letty is Tejano, right? She covers jazz. She covers like R&B. She covers, country. She covers all that other stuff. So so together we have over 90% of just all music, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like since we've been together, I think I tell Letty my iPod back in the day, like when we used to have iPods, I was like, mine's the more inclusive and hers is more segregated. It's like I take all comers, and she's like, no, don't bring that shit. This is mine. Don't put that music on mine. So one of the bands that she introduced me to that we saw live, we've seen live like I think 3 times, and they've been live. They're so good. And it's Old Dominion. It's just drinking music, basically. It's like It's good
Okay.
beach music. You know, you're on the fucking beach anyway. And the one I picked is Time, Tequila, and Therapy. And one of the songs,
So yeah,
yeah,
the Old Dominion, and that's an album you're picking.
the album is Time, Tequila, and Therapy by Old Dominion.
Okay.
It has a song on there. It's like I was on the boat that day, and the freaking lyrics are ridiculous. Well, they're not ridiculous. They're freaking funny. You should listen to it because I think you'd like it. You know, I didn't want to be all metaled out. I didn't want to be all rapped out. You know,
Right. These aren't your favorite albums of all time. These are your Desert Island albums.
Yeah,
right?
like back in the day,
There's a
you know.
distinction.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to have a car that had a 5-disc CD changer.
Yeah.
You wanted to, you want to mix it up a little bit because on that long trip, you wanted to be able to like, I'll see what 5 CDs am I going to put in this mug today for this 8-hour drive or whatever, and then you would grab your 5 CDs and put it in there. So that's my number 4. All right, what do you got?
That might have been a better way to contextualize it. Like if you had a 5 CD disc changer and you're going on a cross country road trip or something, whatever. Desert Island works too.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Yeah, number
right?
3. Yeah.
Number 3. This was my metal slot. I just didn't know where to go with it. I like all the metal that y'all introduced me to. And extreme metal, whatever. I'm going to go with, because I always said this when this question came up, like, if you can only listen to one album, it wasn't even 5, it was 1.
Damn.
It's Faith No More. It's Faith No More is the real thing.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's a great album.
And it's another thing we talked about was like, these young kids are like, it's a 0 skip record. The real thing is a 0 skip record. Like, you can just throw it on and you're good.
And it's very
from out of nowhere. Yeah. Falling to Pieces. Epic is the song that everyone knows.
Yep.
You know, Cruz always says, like, why would you go see Faith No More for that one song? Like, come on.
That album is so good, man. I'd listened to it. The last time I listened to it, I think was last summer. I think you and I were talking about it, and I was like, you know what? I was at the gym. I was like, because at the gym, I just want to pick a record, and then you don't want to do a lot of skipping, right? Because you just want to, focus on that, and then just go. And that album is a no skip. I mean, I have no freaking doubt that album right there, everything about it, it's edgy, right? You have the Surprise You're Dead song, and then you have the real thing. It's just different genres.
The funky bass.
Yep.
And then the War Pigs cover is just amazing.
Yeah. No,
so I love that album. I listen to it all the time. So that's my number 3.
Number 3. Okay. So for me,
also my metal slot. So there's no more metal on my list.
Oh shit. All right. So my number 3. Now you screwed me up with the 2 albums. The double albums count as 2. So then I had to, as David would say, I had to pivot. And I stuck with the same artist. And I settled on Tupac, the Don Illuminati, 7 Day Theory.
Oh,
because interesting. I know that album backwards and forwards. That was a always playing in my car type album. It's like, it's you could put it on right now. You just jump right back into 1996 or whenever it came out.
Interesting. I can't believe you didn't pick something like Me Against the World or
that was the second choice is Me Against the World because I love that album too. But I was like, well, I kind of actually I'd love his first 4 or 5 albums. You could have picked any one of those and I'd have been fine with. But I picked this one because it's after he passed away, right? The album came out, so it's kind of more like, oh shit, like I don't think we were expecting it.
Yeah, no, it's a great record. I'm a big fan. You couldn't pick All Eyes on Me because I would have taken 2 slots.
Yeah, that was my first choice. I was like, All Eyes on Me, and then you're like, no, 2. I was like, damn it. So it has different songs in it. It's kind of it's your prototypical Tupac. So I figured I'll just go with that.
Great, another great album cover.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
another great album cover.
On Easter Sunday. On Easter Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we're down to 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's stay hip hop. My number 2. I'll never forget it. We were listening to like West Coast hip hop, right?
Okay.
And some like Ghetto Boys and stuff like that. But this was, I don't know, I was 13 or 14, and you came down with this tape into the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers.
Yes.
And it was like, what the hell just happened? What is this? I have no idea. The game changed. It was gritty. It sounded like it was made in the basement, and it was so hard.
Yeah.
It was so hard. And it just, nothing was the same after I heard that album.
Yep.
And it's just so good. And like another no skip, and it has a trope that they would use for a long time, the kung fu interludes and all that stuff. It's just things that you hadn't, only MF Doom would do stuff like that with his, comic book stuff. But I remember people talking about like, this is New York. Like, what do you care about New York? Like, you should represent where you're from. And to me, it's like our music. Like, we don't have good hip hop. We don't have hip hop like this. And they're talking about what it's like in New York. I don't know anything about New York. I've never been there.
Yeah.
If you're Liana, you go there every couple of weeks.
Yeah, every couple of weeks. It's banging,
if
son.
You're yeah. Liana's over there in Shaolin, but us, we're way down here in Texas. We don't know what's going on over there. So it was just eye-opening, iconic songs. Like you run through the whole track list, and it might be the perfect hip hop album. I know people love, Illmatic and other records like The Chronic, and I'm surprised The Chronic's not on your list. But yeah, 36 Chambers. Dream, That's a Man, Protect Your Neck, Mystery of Chess Box, and Cannon Beals. Everything, the whole album.
The whole album, and another great album cover. That was on my list too. That was, one of the choices when I started cutting down, because that's the first 2 genres that I started picking was metal and rap, right? And 36 Chambers was on there. Straight Outta Compton was on there. All Eyes on Me. Just your classics, right? You can't mess with those. But yeah, 36 Chambers. It's such a great freaking album cover, man. Like when I kind of saw a tidbit about how they did it, and how they took the picture and how they made it look the way it did. It's so cool to hear all that stuff. And it's like people that are really creative. They're never happy with the product, right? They always think it could be better. But I was like, no, that shit was perfect. Like the white faces, how they had their faces covered.
Yeah.
The logo in the background is just kind of like gold, and it's just, it's kind of fuzzy. It's just
also the original kind of like weird Wu-Tang logo, not the one we recognize now.
Yeah, the refined version of it. No, this is the old school. It looks like they just sketched it out in a notepad and shit.
And it could have easily been for me, Liquid Swords or Cuban Links.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Forever would have taken it too.
Yeah, it would.
So I just had to go back to the beginning. I don't know what happens if Asim doesn't introduce you to 36 Chambers, and then you then introduce it to me. I'm a different person.
Yeah, it was because we talked about this. I guess we've talked about this on the podcast, right? About when the album came out, It was late 93. You know, I pledged fall 94, which was a whole year later. And so I don't know, you know, if you want to put money down, it was probably when I met Asim and Stan and all them, that's how I got introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't pinpoint it, right? But it was around that time. All I know is I felt what you felt. You know, I heard it. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like there's
a revolution coming. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But,
and then, you know, it was like I was a big Nas fan.
yeah.
And Mobb Deep, you know, I loved the way they sounded, right? And Nas is another really, I mean, his albums are just, you know.
I mean, did I say Illmatic? Illmatic is another, like,
Yeah.
Illmatic. I don't know if I said that when I was talking about those classic hip hop albums. And then we can talk about like Eric B and Rakim and all that stuff, and De La Soul, Run DMC, all that. But none of that is what 36 Chambers was for me as a fucking 14-year-old kid listening to, you know, West Coast hip hop and like Ghetto Boys and Fifth Ward Boys, and they're talking about
DLC.
You know,
what
DLC, right?
Yeah. What was the Dallas rap group? Nemesis.
Nemesis, yeah. Temples of Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everlasting Bass or whatever.
Yeah. Munchies for your bass.
Yeah, there you go. So this was
Dallas didn't have
real hip hop.
Yeah, Dallas didn't have, if we want to say great hip hop, you know what I'm saying? DLC was probably the best coming out of Dallas. I mean, Nemesis was just cool to see downtown Dallas and videos and shit. But you know, if you really wanted to go, you'd have to go to Houston, right? With the Ghetto Boys and then all the other groups that came out of that kind of all their kind of
great album.
Huh?
Great album though. Great album. Great DLC album. No one can do it better.
Oh yeah, no, it's excellent. Excellent album. Actually not until recently with Big X the Plug that's from Pleasant Grove that come out that you're like, okay, I'll support you. You know what I'm saying? Like
shout out Pleasant Grove, Southeast Dallas, Spruce High School.
Spruce High School. Shout out to those Apaches.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a great album. That was on my list too. I went with Tupac, but yes, I love that album. That was in my top 2025 songs on Spotify. That album, there's like 3 or 4 songs from that album. And I think it's always going to be that way. All right. Yep. So that was 2 for you?
Number 2.
All right. So my number 2.
Okay. This one or the next one got to be fucking Number of the Beast or Peace of Mind. Or those, I don't know what we're doing.
Now we're at number 2 though. We're at number 2.
Number 2.
All right. So let me go back to my list because, all right. So my number 2 is, like I said, I was trying to hit different genres. I wanted to kind of go to an album that I listen to that I really, really like. And it's Adele 21. It has all your favorites. Rolling in the Deep, Rumor Has It, Turning Tables, Set Fire to the Rain. And then my favorite song, He Won't Go. And then as a cherry on top, it has Love Song. So from The Cure, you know, it's a cover of The Cure song.
Yeah.
So I'm all about that. I think Adele's, you know, like we were talking about, one of the top artists of, you know, the 21st century. You can't get any better. Your
answer to Fiona for me is Adele.
Yeah, and you mentioned it.
You know?
I mean, you called it. You said it's probably Adele for you, and it is. It's always going to be Adele. I think she's great. I love listening to her when they interview her, and she said something.
Yeah,
they were interviewing her right before she did like a live concert in L.A. at one of those museums, or I forgot. It was on top of a hill, and she said that when she writes, that she feels like it's not her. She feels she's just a vehicle for the music, for the words, for the lyrics.
She's a vessel.
Yeah. I mean, she's not the first person to have said that.
Yeah.
But I think it's true, right? I think the author for Harry Potter, she kind of said the same thing. And, so there's got to be something to that. I don't know if you've ever written something and then read it over and you're like, damn, I wrote that. It's like,
Yeah.
So she's great. And so that's my number 2 is Adele 21.
Well, Homegirl from Harry Potter is canceled, right? So
She is canceled. But I mean, you can't just like say she didn't write that shit, even though they're gonna come for her, like a lot of people said. J.K.
So
Rowling.
you have some, J.K. Man, okay, yeah. The only thing I didn't include on my list is country. And you got country.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you talk to. Some people are gonna say it's pop country. It's
Old Dominion?
Yeah.
Old Dominion?
I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you I know everything about country because I don't. All I know is that I've seen this band, I've seen them live, and they sound really good. So I don't know what you call them. I don't know if you call them new country. I don't know if you call them contemporary country, pop country. To me, it's just it's basically drinking music.
So my number 1?
Yeah, we're at your number 1.
I only bring up the country thing because if I had an honorable mention of number 6, and if I had a country album, it would be Golden Hour, Casey Musgraves. I love Casey.
Okay.
That record is a masterpiece. Everything about it, I love. Slow Burn. It's a great song. Oh, What a World. The whole album. It won Album of the Year. The Grammys don't mean anything, but if I had a number 6, it'd be Casey. Just to sneak some country into my listens. You are more diverse than I am. I had 2 hip hop albums. I had Fiona. I had my metal. Not really. Faith No More.
Yeah, and you're.
But you had. Go ahead.
No, I said, and you're lucky that Ella Langley doesn't, break out her new album till April 10th. So I mean,
I don't know.
5 days. If you'd have given me 5 days, that probably would have been on it too, dog.
Hey,
because Ella Langley is the new it. She's the new it girl, dog.
Hey, Casey has a new album May 1st, so she'll show her how it's done. Come on.
I don't think you've heard the radio here lately, dog. Because Ella Langley she's it right now.
I like Megan Maroney too, but anyway, we digress. Number 1.
All right.
Wait, number 1.
Do we need a drum roll or something? Do we need a drum roll?
You got a drum.
Hold up.
All right. Number 1. Release. October 18th, 1993. Pearl Jam versus.
I knew it.
It is the perfect follow-up to their groundbreaking debut album, 10. I like the next album a lot too, and I've never been as obsessed with a band as I have been with Pearl Jam my entire life, even to this day. Similar to you with Iron Maiden, which I think Iron Maiden should be number 1. I'm just going to guess it's either Power Slave. No, not Power Slave. That's my favorite Maiden album. It's going to be Peace of Mind or something. But Versus is, I know you're not a fan, and y'all used to make fun of me for my music in this era of music.
Yeah.
But when you turn on the first track, Go, it's a whole different vibe than what we were given, or what Pearl Jam was, like Alive and Jeremy and Even Flow and all that stuff.
Right.
Black, which is iconic songs, great record. But this was them announcing themselves. Like, we're not that band. We can break barriers. We can do we're going to take this music into another stratosphere, which they did, and 12 albums and counting, 13 albums, I can't remember. They just put one out, Dark Matter, amazing album too. But Then Now Forever, Pearl Jam versus.
Okay.
I can listen to this album all day, every day. It's a great record. Great album, cover album.
Yeah.
cover to the album.
Yeah. What is that? A llama? What the fuck is that, that on the cover?
I think it's a goat. Oh, and then interestingly, like Pancho bought me the tape. I don't know what he was doing in the motherland. He was in Mexico, and he brought me back the tape for Pearl Jam Versus. Because it came out in October 9th. I was 12.
Yeah.
So he brought me back the tape. I don't know what he was doing down there. And I remember because it was white. The tapes were, remember the
Oh yeah.
different tapes in Mexico. And it was a white tape. I was like, okay. And it just blew my mind. And they could have been a one and done for me, Pearl Jam, just because of that first album and what a big deal it was, Jeremy and all that stuff.
Right.
But this was like, this is a real band. And they were heavy. It wasn't metal, because to y'all, anything that wasn't metal was.
Well, I mean,
like
what is
than.
So it's considered grunge, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's so you're growing up, right? And then of course you get forced to listen to whatever everyone else is listening to, right? And so
Yeah.
you like it, maybe, but it's always cool to like venture out and get your own, right? Find your own, get your own. Like, this is my band. And I don't know. I think people still do that. I know Joaquin is he's all about Drake, right? And so he was all mad that, the whole Kendrick Drake thing.
Yeah.
But I respected it, right? Because it's I know I had to, I went through the same thing you did with Cruz and Pancho. Like, I had to campaign for my groups, right? For my bands, for my, for listening to Ice Cube instead of NWA, for following Ice Cube instead of NWA, for then listening to Tupac, for then, which is crazy now, like to look back and go, what was the deal with, why did they have a problem with Tupac? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
for listening to Rakim, for coming back and listening to like, Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep, or, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's whenever you find your group that nobody, maybe somebody introduced you, but you picked them and nobody else in your vicinity is with this group, and you're gonna fight for these guys, right?
No, I mean, I was 11, 12 when Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, that kind of vibe of music, like Stone Temple Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins, like all these bands were just right in my wheelhouse because it was new, it was speaking to me, right?
Yeah,
it was aggressive, not in the same way as metal was. It was introspective. And the other thing we talk about, right? Like, we haven't done that podcast about the masculinity of music and hip hop, and and how they're talking about their feelings. I mean, we touched on it on Metallica a little bit, but yeah, Pearl Jam, still my favorite band. Fight me, at me.
So when Pearl Jam came out, and Eddie Vedder has that just different way of singing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had other people trying to like emulate it or trying to copy it, and you're like, come on, dog.
Yeah, the Yarl, like Creed.
Yeah, Creed. Yeah. You're like,
even some Temple Pilots to some degree.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. I mean, they got this. They found this style,
Yeah.
And then you heard it everywhere. You're like, come on. But okay, yeah, I figured it was gonna be Pearl Jam. I mean, I think honestly, I would have picked your 5. I know you love Fiona Apple. Wu-Tang's a big, we both love Wu-Tang. MF Doom, probably that one's the one that I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I know you're a big MF Doom fan, but I didn't think they'd be in your top 5 for a desert island.
I'm telling you, like 6 or 4, 5, 6 years, I just was listening to it. I think it was all through COVID, to be honest.
Yeah.
Every day. It was just Doom on the loop.
Okay. All right. So now we get to my number 1. And I know you probably won't be able to hear it, but I can hear it on my end. My number one is September 1986. Iron Maiden, their 6th studio album, Somewhere in Time.
Oh, Somewhere in Time is your favorite?
No, I don't think it's my favorite. But what I had written down was Power Slave, Peace of Mind, and Somewhere in Time.
I said Peace of Mind or Number of the Beast. Wow.
No, I think for me, Somewhere in Time is kind of, I remember it when it came out. You know what I'm saying? Like the other albums were already out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like we heard. I don't remember hearing Iron Maiden like when they, we probably heard Power Slave, right? But to me, I remember Somewhere in Time when it came out. Like I vividly remember listening to it, kind of like when we listened to the second Wu-Tang album. You know, when we went to freaking Sam Goody or what? I don't know.
Forever.
Yeah, remember? I don't know what record store there was in College Station, but we all went.
You and Asim
and Stan. Yeah, and we all. I think you were with us too. No.
No. This was 97. I was still in high school.
Oh, you were still in high school. Yeah, and we went back to 605 Banks and listened to it from beginning to end, and then listened to it again. That's how I feel about Somewhere in Time. Like I remember getting that album and like the anticipation of, okay, what are we going to listen to? You know, what are we going to hear? You know, how are they going to top Power Slave? How are they going to top Peace of Mind? And they do it every time. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
no, it's a great album.
I love it. What were you yelling at the Sea of Madness?
Oh, I'm still mad. They didn't play Sea of Madness. They played every song on that record last time we saw them. But my favorite song is Sea of Madness. I love that song. That is the best song on that album. Fight me.
And guess what? You get 51 minutes of music on that album. So I'm just gonna take a guess that is the most amount of minutes for one album out of every other album we have on here. I don't think.
Maybe. You might be right.
Let's see. Let's go to Pearl Jam. What was the Pearl Jam versus?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see how many minutes of listening pleasure you would get from Pearl Jam.
46 minutes.
Okay, so 46. Tupac, Don Killuminati. Don Killuminati is 59 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I remember that having a lot of tracks on, but there's a lot of interludes too.
Yeah.
The real thing is 54 minutes and 58 seconds. Pick no more. So that's a long one too.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like, I mean, you have songs that are 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I mean, and once again, these are 8 tracks on Somewhere in Time.
Yeah.
It's not 12, you know, it's 8 solid tracks. And
I mean, great cover, another great cover. You could just do Iron Maiden covers on that discussion all day, like the futuristic Eddie, you know, the video for Wasted Years, the montage with all of the covers. It's just, I mean, I'm just surprised you picked that one. I love that record.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it was Power Slave, Peace of Mind, or Somewhere in Time. And I almost picked Peace of Mind because I bought that album. I remember buying that album, like the actual album. And I don't know what happened to it. My wallet, my Velcro wallet, you know.
Yeah.
Was
Peace of Mind, like
Peace of Mind logo on it on the outside. And it's a great album. But I think I just, you know, you're a little older, right? I mean, it's 86, so I was 12 years old. I just remember that day. I just remember getting that album and listening to it. And it's 12 years old. Like, how are you on the cutting edge of metal? You know what I'm saying? At 12 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean, Heaven Can Wait. One of the most iconic sing-along songs, you know?
Yeah.
Caught Somewhere in Time. That's how I think they started the set with Caught Somewhere in Time when we saw them this last time.
Yeah. It was the Future Past tour.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'll be damned if I miss this concert.
But again, see it then. This is the best song that I'm just saying. Even Joaquin, we were leaving. See you, Madness. The show is over. We're still screaming for See you, Madness.
And I believe the door poster we had was of Eddie from that album, right?
Yeah. The white, the board long poster.
Yeah.
It was on our bathroom door.
Yeah, and he's crashing through.
Yeah, real cool.
Yeah. So that's it. That's your 5. Is there any? Can you just rapid fire the ones that didn't make the list?
If we had double albums, All Eyes on Me, Tupac, you said, there's Alice in Chains, Dirt.
Okay.
All the metal albums, right? Master of Puppets, Rain and Blood. I mean, Beneath the Remains, Arise. You can go on all day, right? Like, what else? What is the other? Like I said, the ones I could have said, like Liquid Swords, Built for Cuban Links, Iron Man, Ghostface, Wu-Tang Forever. You can just go on all day. There's just so many. So, but if you wanted to spread it out and have genres,
I think, like Anthrax, Among the Living would be a great album. Spreading Disease, great album.
Oh, and then like when we started, I was like all-time great albums, like Led Zeppelin, 1, 2, 3, and 4, Pink, Dark Side of the Moon. I love the Doors. Like you love the Beatles.
I don't know if I love the Beatles, but Beatles are a freaking great band. So give me. They are and in the Mount Rushmore of bands, I believe they made every single one and that Mount Rushmore show.
Yeah. Oh, and then like Michael Jackson, Thriller,
The Wall.
Whatever.
Yeah. Off the Wall, I guess.
Off the Wall. There's a lot of stuff.
I had NWA's first 2 albums.
Favorite content.
Tupac, All Eyes on Me, Me Against the World. I had Wu-Tang, of course. The Big 4.
Death Certificate.
Yeah. Ice Cube, Death Certificate, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted. I mean, that's one of my favorite albums of all time. Like I said, I went off to Lamar University that summer, and I come back with, America's Most Wanted, and your brothers, and y'all were listening to NWA, and so I came back and I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Ice Cube is way better. And we literally had arguments about who was better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I remember this time. It was, 1991, 92. That's what I so expertly translated and treated in the movie trailer company.
Yeah.
So I remember this time.
Yeah. And so it's funny. It's funny thinking back about it. We all had our favorite bands. We all had our favorite groups. And then, you make fun of the other people.
Yeah. And that's not even to say like bands like Kiss, Destroyer and Rock and Roll Over. All of these,
Dynasty.
Dynasty is a great album despite, everyone talks about I Was Made for Loving You, which is a good song. I mean, whatever.
I like it. Shit. Love Gun.
Love Gun.
Love Gun's a great album. Actually, I was listening to Ice Frehley's New York Group, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling Letty, I was like,
on the solo album.
Yeah,
right.
On the solo album. And I was telling Letty, like, for the longest time, I didn't know that was a cover. And so I went to listen to the original, and it's okay, but it does not have the freaking juice Ace Frehley's version has. And I mean, you should listen to it.
Yeah.
It's just for just for shits and grins, but I think the band is Hello, and it kind of sounds like it, but nah, it doesn't. It's the same song. Right?
No.
Now, Ace Frehley changed some lyrics a little bit, but it's the same song.
Yeah.
And it's just
That song is
doesn't hit.
That song is it's iconic.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite jam from that album is Snowblind, though. I love
Snowblind is great. And then New York Groove, every time the Cowboys played the New York Giants.
The Giants, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and if the Giants were doing well, if they just scored a touchdown or they went up or something, it's like bang, dang, 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 dang.
It's so cool. Like any TV show, like Entourage or whatever show,
Yeah.
you know, they always got to throw it in. So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Kiss, you know, if we had more albums, it probably makes it just because, you know, you hear about all the bullshit later on, like they weren't a real band and, you know, they were not, you know, the instrumentation
That's right.
wasn't that great and all that. But you know what? You know, in the late 70s, early 80s, we listened to it. Like, you know, our cousin had all the
That's what
freaking
I said.
records.
that's why I said no live albums because you'd have just done Kiss Alive 2 and
Kiss
you'd have
Alive
been
2.
done.
I have a stack of vinyls right behind me in the office. One of those is Kiss Alive 2.
Yeah.
The
I
other
mean,
one is double platinum. So
Yeah. So you could have been done. You just listen to Kiss forever.
yeah.
That's 4. That's 4 of your 5.
Another great album cover that I have over here is Van Halen.
1984?
Yeah, with the angel
Yeah.
smoking a
It's,
cigarette.
Yep.
It's excellent album cover, man. They I don't think you'd get away with that nowadays, but back in the day. All right, so there you have it. I guess what are we gonna board approve? Get your top 5 desert albums. If you don't have them, think about them now. Don't get bothered by or don't get wrapped up in the minutia of how you're gonna play. Just pick 5 albums. You're gonna listen to those
Yeah,
for the
pick 5.
rest. Yeah, for the rest of your life. So vary it a
Spread
little
out.
bit.
Spread out the genres if you want, like Jaime, or if you want to listen to all Kiss or all
Iron Man.
whatever. Just make you want to listen to all Taylor Swift? I mean, no one's gonna tell you no.
Letty would probably be on Taylor Swift, dog. Honestly, Taylor Swift is always playing in our house. So I'm surprised it wasn't on my list. Shit.
Hey, shout out Taylor Swift, the album Lover. Shout out
Evermore,
what's the other? No, Evermore. What's the other one?
Folklore.
Shout out Taylor Swift. Not what's the other one called? Shout out Lover. Shout out what's it called? Reputation. Shout out Lover and Reputation. This is a great album.
Not 1989.
Hey, I like what I like.
The Life of a Showgirl.
I haven't listened to the last 2, admittedly. So
You know, one that's still on my damn iPod is Fearless and Speak Now because Letty went to those. It took Liana at freaking, she was probably, I don't know, 8 years old or something.
yeah,
And yeah, it had the video came with it, right? When you used to download on your iPod and it had the video for Speak Now.
all the videos, right?
Yeah. So that's still on my iPod somewhere. But yeah, there you go. Board approved. Pick your top 5. Vary them if you want to. If not, hey, dealer's choice, right? Pick your favorite. So anything else?
Now I think that comes in.
All right, here we go. There you go. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on your social media, and or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from us, you can follow us on Instagram and X. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.